Hello guys, hello mga ka-Elto. Good afternoon. Labi na sa tanan ng mga students sa English um, language tutorial online. So, good afternoon to all of us, especially to those students who are so excited to take their or to to have their um, fastly approaching online class this coming August. Your um, class will be started or will be starting this August 24, right? Especially those who are in high grades. Some are in grade 12, and they are also taking, or they are also grade 8, right? So this afternoon, what do you call this? This afternoon, students, I will be discussing to you about sentence, right? Since we have already started discussing this lesson, and maybe you have already encountered this lesson when you are in elementary, right? In uh, previous years, especially when you were in uh, primary grades, especially in grade 3 or in grade 4. You've already met this lesson, sentence. So, forming or creating a sentence, constructing a sentence, English sentence especially, is very significant, right? In writing a very long discourse, a very long paragraph. And in fact, when you are writing a novel or a short story, you employ sentence, one sentence. You use sentences, you write sentences in order for you to have a very long discourse, a very long short novel, a very long stories, right? That's why um, the fundamental way to have a very uh, flawless and effective as paragraph or novel, touching novels, or um, what do you call this? Shall I say, sorry for the word, catchable, right? Catchable stories or attractive stories. You have to uh, know on how to write a very simple sentence, English sentence, when you are writing an English novel or English uh, short stories. And also, when you are writing a thank you letter or a journal, something like that, when you are writing uh, different kinds of letters, especially when you are applying for a certain job, you need to use English language, because that is the universal language, right? That is the universal language. And even other countries who are not English speaking countries, or the people are not English speakers, they use English language, especially when the uh, expert in expert their products, like in China. When you uh, buy a certain product coming from the nation, that nation, China, it is written there as the label that it is made in China, right? So they are not using, or they don't use their own language. Instead, they use English language. Why? Because uh, The English language, as what I have said, is the universal language. It means that it is used as a lingua franca, right, for trading purposes, for different purposes like trading and selling some products. Like Japanese or in Japan, for example, even if they are uh, they use language like Japanese, but when they sell or so when they introduce their products to the public or to the world, entire world, to the globe, right? They use English language. That's it. So now, how to write a simple sentence? So let me introduce to you that there are two parts of a sentence. There are two parts of a sentence, right? The first one is the subject. It is spelled as S, letter S, letter U, letter B as in Bravo, letter J, letter E as in Echo, letter C, and letter T as in Tango. That's a subject. Talking about subject, it is not the one that we are talking about like math. It is not the one that we are having right now, English. English, math, science, Filipino, and um, araling panlipunan, they are also subjects, but they are used in different uh, usage, right? The function as uh, or their function is varied from the subject that we are talking right now. Subject. Subject is a part of a sentence, English sentence, that is being talked about in the sentence. In Visayan term, um, it is the one that is gilibak sa usa ka istorya, right? Giskutan, gisgutan, right? In Tagalog, it is called simuno. Simuno, right? Ito ang pinag-uusapan sa pangusap. It is being talked about in the sentence. And the second one, the second part is the predicate. It talks about the subject, right? So, this part contains adjectives, complements, etc. Objective or object complement, something like that. So, there are um, basic ways on how to write a simple sentence, right? The first one is uh, it is what we call subject plus linking verb plus complement, right? Is LVC, something like that. Subject, linking verb, complement. C means complement. For example, the boy is watching a television, or the boy is watching a shooting star. So the subject there is the boy, right? The complete subject is the boy. Then the linking verb which is being used in this sentence is the is, is, right? The boy is. Then the complement is the watching a shooting star, right? The boy is watching a shooting star. That's the first one. And that is what we call simple sentence. It contains one subject and one predicate, right? Another example of a simple sentence. The dog is barking at me. The dog is barking at me. So the subject here, or in this sentence, the subject is the dog. It is being talked about in the sentence, the dog. And the complete predicate uh, is barking at me. So again, the linking verb being used is is or is. The complement is barking at me. So don't be confused, students, because in this example, I am just showing to you that in making a simple sentence, there must be followed. There is a certain, or there is a pattern, right, to be followed to have a very good English sentence. The dog is barking at me. So the subject there, or here, the subject is the dog. The linking verb is the word is or is. And the complement is barking at me. Take note. A complete predicate is composed of the linking verb and the complement. Again, the complete predicate is composed or made up of the linking verb and the complement. In this example, the dog is barking at me. The complete predicate here is barking at me. Is barking at me. And the complete subject is the dog. Right? So that's it. That's what we call simple sentence. Sentence rather. So when you decide to have a short stories or short paragraph, you need to write a topic sentence. A topic sentence can be found at the very beginning of the paragraph. Right? It contains the idea, it contains the view of what is your paragraph is all about. And the topic sentence is being followed by the supporting sentences. Right? And take note that a paragraph is a paragraph, not a paragraph, sorry for the variant pronunciation. A paragraph contains or is made up of 5 sentences. If your sentences is only 4, it cannot be considered as a paragraph because grammatically and semantically and pragmatically, a paragraph is composed of 5 sentences. Right? And those 5 sentences must be cohesive, must be connected or related to each other. Because if those sentences are not connected, are not related to each other, they are not called paragraph. They cannot be considered, or your writing would not be considered as a paragraph if the sentences inside those or inside your paragraph are not related to each other. So na gitawag og simang. Ni simang naka sa imong paragraph. That's why be sure when you write a paragraph, when you compose a certain paragraph, there must be a topic sentences or a topic sentence rather. And that topic sentence is being followed by supporting sentences which are related to the topic sentence that you have written. That's it. For example, a certain paragraph, assuming that I am writing a paragraph and the title of my paragraph is The Bird or The Bird is Flying. Okay, so to make the title short or shorter, I will say the moon. Okay, that's the title of my paragraph, the moon. So what will be my topic sentence? My topic sentence would be, I saw the moon light last night. Right? That would be a topic sentence, a very simple topic sentence. I saw a moonlight last night. Or you can use the instead of a. I saw the moonlight last night. Okay, that is the topic sentence. And it must be, or it should be followed by supporting sentences. What would be your supporting sentences of that topic sentence? It really matters. It really matters to your paragraph. And it happens that your sentence will be uh, become irrelevant. So your paragraph would not be uh, what do you call this? Would not be qualified, would not be uh, grammatically qualified or cohesively qualified. It must be uh, related to each sentences, to all sentences inside your paragraph. That's it. And the simple sentence is very useful because as what I have said, as what I have said, sorry for the wrong pronunciation. As what I have said, your sentences or the sentence, a topic sentence, must be simple and clear, and it must be followed by supporting sentences. And in making a paragraph, bear in mind, right, that there must be an introduction, there must be a body, and there must be a closing, right? So that the reader of your paragraph will become ignited, will become more interested, become more excited to read your paragraph because of the content. And you must bear in mind that their attention must be caught up just by reading the title or the topic sentence so that they will continue on reading on reading of your paragraph, or so that they continue on uh, uh, analyzing, right, your paragraph. Because if they their attention would not be caught up, the reader will leave your paragraph. The reader will ignore your paragraph. But if their attention, right, their interest would be caught up just by reading the title and the topic sentence, they will continue on reading on it until they finished reading your paragraph. And your sentences, your simple sentence plays a very important role to have a very good paragraph, right? To have a very good and effective paragraph. And next discussion of mine, I will I will share to you the different elements of the paragraph, right? And how paragraph affects your discourse. Because a very long discourse contains several paragraphs. A very long novel, a very long um, journal. If you are told to write a journal, you need to have a couple of sentences, a bundle of sentences. Because you cannot make a journal just only one sentence. You cannot uh, make a journal using one sentence only, right? So you need a couple of sentences. You need 10 sentences or more than that, right? So that's why, students, bear in mind, Jude, right? Bear in mind that when you write a paragraph, you must have the proper fundamental on how to write a simple sentence. Because when you write a simple sentence, when you have right? When you have in your mind, when you have this knowledge on how to write a simple sentence, there is no big problem. There is no big hardship for you, right? To have your very effective paragraph, right? So you need not to research on Google. You need not to research on uh, different sites on how to write a very good paragraph. Because if you have that knowledge, how to write a simple sentence, you can do that task. You can write a very cohesive paragraph. A very cohesive paragraph. That is a paragraph that can be understood, a paragraph that can be what do you call this? A paragraph that is informative, right? And a paragraph that whose contents or content is very uh, catchable, right? Sorry for the word, because there is such words catchable in English. But I am just using that in order for the clarification. Your paragraph must be catching or uh, will catch the attention of the reader. And you can do that only by knowing how to write a simple sentence. And again, there is pattern. There is a certain pattern on how to write a simple sentence. The first one is to have the subject, the linking verb, and the complement. Right? Or the noun, the linking verb, and the complement. Or the subject and predicate. Right? And that is one ways or some of many methods on how to write a simple sentence. Tomorrow I will send to you, I will discuss on how to create a paragraph using various methods or various elements. Since there are many elements that we have to follow, we have to obey, we have to abide in order for us to be guided in writing a very cohesive or effective paragraph, right? So there are many elements, there are many parts that we have to bear in mind, that we have to learn. Despite of this pandemic, the learning must not be stopped, right? We continue to learn, even if we are at home. We continue to learn, even if we are in our bedroom, right? We continue to learn, even if we are at by side of our family, right? So that's it. So that would be for today, right? On how to writing a sentence. Again, there must be pattern to be followed. The first one is noun or subject predicate or noun linking verb and complement in LVC or in some grammar rather, in some English grammar or in some grammar books, English books, they're called SLVC or subject linking verb and complement in some grammar books, right? So thank you so much for attending, for listening for this video, and God bless us all.